This movie is about mathematical operators and their use in formulas. Mathematical operators are addition, division, multiplication, exponentiation, and subtraction. There is a default order in which Excel will apply these operators within your formulas. There's a way to take control over the order in which these operators are applied within your formula by using parentheses. We'll take a look at all that, and we'll take a look at autocomplete and how it can provide some help when you're using parentheses. I have a worksheet set up where I've listed the order of operators in the order in which they will be applied by Excel by default. We have parentheses, which will determine the order of operations and allow you to take control over the default order, which is exponentiation, division, multiplication, addition, and then subtraction. I also have some data to feed my formulas that are grouped into three groups, 1, 2, 3. On the left, I have a text version of the cells that are referenced within the formulas, followed by a text version of the values contained in those cells that are referenced within the formula, followed by the formula itself. On the left side, I have a version of the formula that doesn't contain parentheses. On the right side, I've taken control of the order of operators by using parentheses. So to begin, we'll start with the formula on the left side in group 1, which is F3 times F4 plus F5. Using the numbers that are in those referenced cells, it's 2 times 3 plus 4. Looking at the order of operators, multiplication comes before addition. Formula will resolve to or give the result of 10, which is 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 4. On the right side, I've taken some parentheses to change the order of operations. So we have F3 times F4 plus F5 again, only this time I want to do the addition before the multiplication, which will give me a result which is 3 plus 4, or 7, times 2, which is 14. One more simple example, F3 plus F4 divided by F5, which is 2 plus 3 divided by 4. 3 divided by 4 is 3/4. That comes first. Then the addition plus 2 is 2.75. Taking control of the order of operations, I have the same formula, only I want to do the addition first, and then the division, which gives me 2 plus 3, which is 5, divided by 4, which is 1.25. The third group shows what happens or how Excel applies the order of operations when you have multiple parentheses. In the case of multiple parentheses, Excel will begin in the centermost piece of the formula that's contained within parentheses and work its way sequentially out. So the undoctored version of the formula, F6 minus F5 plus F3 times F4, 5 minus 4 plus 2 times 3, Excel gives a result of 7 for that formula without parentheses. Taking control of the order of operations, using the same cell references, I have first 4 plus 2, which is 6. Then it does a subtraction, because that's the piece of the formula that's contained within the next set of parentheses. So it's 5 minus 6, which is minus 1. It then does the remaining operation, which is multiplication. Minus 1 times 3 is a negative 3. Since we're talking about using parentheses, autocomplete has some functionality that helps a little bit when you have parentheses which are open-ended and you have a left parentheses and you haven't closed it out with a right parentheses. Quickly to show you that, I'll have a simple formula built here, equal left parentheses F3 plus F4, and at this point I will just hit the enter key. Excel tells me Microsoft Excel found an error in the formula you entered. Do you want to accept the correction proposed below? The correction simply closes out the left parentheses with the right parentheses at the end of the formula. That's what I should have done. I'll accept that. Yes. Left clicking on the cell, looking at the formula bar, we see that's exactly what Excel has done, is close out the parentheses. So in this movie, we looked at the order of operators, where Excel has a default sequence in which it applies those operators in your formula. You can take control of that sequence by using parentheses, which is something I always do. I never allow Excel to use the default order of operations. I always take control of it by using parentheses. That way, you know what you're going to get. You know the sequence in which Excel will apply those operators. Conversely, if you get to know the default order of operations, that can also be something you can rely on. I just don't happen to do it that way. We also took a look at autocomplete and how when you use parentheses, or if you use parentheses, autocomplete will step in to help you complete the right side of a missing parentheses.